What the hell is this? What is this Department of Agriculture thing? What is this sequitur to? Woody plant selected by beavers in the Appalachian and Valley Province. Bro, you just post whatever.
What was a citation? That's how you'd write it, a citation up.
Wow. Carter, gas pressure is the name given to the force exerted by gas particles colliding with the wall of the container.
Yeah.
Stay cooked.
Oh.
Hi, Leaf.
So, wall was actually in the very sentence right before the one that he pulled out of his source there. The whole paragraph is about the containment of the gas, the container, and the gas molecules striking it to cause the pressure, etc. And he just pulled a sentence out that didn't mention that. Cherry picking at its finest, sir.
So even though your citation says that there's a wall, you want to argue
of a
against
container,
your own citation.
specifically. It says right before the part that he pulled out, as the gas molecules collide with the walls of a container, as shown on the left in the figure, the molecules impart momentum to the walls, producing a force perpendicular to the wall. The sum of the forces of all molecules striking the wall by the area of the wall is defined to be the pressure.
Okay, well, they don't get it, just like you guys.
The walls that they're actually talking about in that sentence that he pulled out, they're walls of a container, and he omitted that bit for his citation.
That's hilarious. And then he wants to say wall isn't necessary in his argument. How is the wall? The wall, it's only mentioned how many times, and it's not necessary in his argument?
It's not, funny. So it's fine. It's not necessary.
The force of the gas striking the wall, that is the force, that is the gas pressure. How can you say it's not necessary?
Okay, here's actually the issue. You don't need a container. You do need a wall, but only one wall.
Okay, so how are you going to stop the gas from just expanding forever then without an enclosed space?
If you have uniform force acting upon it, pushing it towards that wall.
Okay, so what are you going to do to stop the gas from just ever expanding without an enclosed space?
What did I just say?
Yeah, what did you say?
You have a uniform force acting on the gas.
What's
pushing it against the wall.
Pushing it against the wall? That's just kinetic energy,
There's only one wall. There's only one wall.
How? Okay, so show us a demonstration of gas being contained by one wall. One wall preventing the expansion of gas into a volume. Just one wall. Do it.
Yeah, just one wall. No container, just one wall.
One wall and a force. That's the important part. One wall and an external force.
Yeah. Okay, bring your external force in one wall and show us gas. Limit the expansion of gas being limited by just those things.
Look at the stars. There you go.
What the fuck?
That's your example.
It's not a demonstration of gas doing anything.
Look, man, we have a gravity, and that's the only example. So it's kind of like the black swan.
Yeah, that's a nice.
It's kind of like the black swan. You only have one.
Oh my god, dude!
One thing.
Why are you talking? You're just fucking babbling. What's wrong with you?
Listen to his stupid giggles. Listen to his stupid fucking chuckles. You chuckle fuck.
You don't have the demonstration.
Sorry, you don't have what we're asking. That's okay.
You can't go so.
That's okay.
Know exactly what you're saying. It's not You're saying that you can have one surface and some sort of force. You're going to limit the expansion.
Yeah, in this case it's gravity, and in another case it might be something else, but it doesn't matter.
Just acting like a fool.
Doesn't
wow,
matter.
Carter. Did you know that gravity is
that's
not?
true, isn't it?
Okay, demonstrate. I'm not going to even grill you on what that is because I don't want to derail into that topic. Just demonstrate.
All right, good. Demonstrate what? You want me to demonstrate gravity for you?
I want you to. Can
You're
do.
cutting out, dude. He cut out. I don't know about you guys, but he cut
I
out.
want you to. I want you to demonstrate it doing the thing that you just claimed it does.
Yeah,
What
one
was
wall,
that?
Carter. One wall. One wall.
It is one wall.
One
What's
wall and
wrong with that?
gravity will be the rest of your walls. Yeah, just get one wall, and then gravity will be the rest of your walls, and you're going to have a contained, confined area that the gas is going to be confined to, just with that.
Yep. Yeah, show
Do you
us
think
a
there's
one
anything?
wall
Do you think
container,
there's
Carter.
anything wrong with that model, though? Just like just from like a
what's wrong with
conceptual
it is you can't
standpoint.
demonstrate it.
No. I
If it's
know you
just
can't demonstrate
conceptual, then
it,
what's
but
wrong
like,
with it is it's not practical
yeah.
or demonstrable.
No,
It doesn't
but does it go
physically exist in the real
Does it go
world.
against like our model?
It goes
Does it go
against the
against
physics of the real world.
Wait, how?
Yes, the physics of the real world. Yeah, it does, because you can't demonstrate it
You don't have
physically.
a model.
You'd be
Wait,
able to
what?
provide physical
We
demonstration
can't demonstrate
if
a lot
this
of
were...
things that are still like maybe like possible.
Okay, if you can't demonstrate it physically, then why are you calling it physics?
Because it aligns with the laws of physics.
Okay, if it aligns with the laws of physics, then why can't you demonstrate it physically?
Because it might be hard to demonstrate. So
It might be
yeah.
impossible because it doesn't align with the laws of physics because it's not something that happens
Okay, well,
physically.
how is it impossible? How does it go against the laws of physics? Go ahead and tell me.
Because it cannot be physically done, dude.
That's not
Doesn't
an
exist in
answer.
the physical world.
That's called
Yeah, you
circular
can't
reasoning.
demonstrate it in the physical world. It's
Explain
not
to me
circular
why it's
reasoning, you
not
fool.
possible.
You can't demonstrate it in the
I
physical
mean,
world because
syllogism, buddy.
it doesn't follow the laws of physics.
How?
Because you can't demonstrate it.
Oh my gosh, dude. So you can't point to anything in our physical model that would show that it's impossible. You can't do that. You just got to say, oh, it's impossible because it's not
anything in the
demonstrable.
physical world
So silly,
that
dude.
supports your...
So
You
silly.
can't point to
Here's a
anything in the
question.
physical world that supports your
Are
claim.
unicorns physically?
You're not answering questions. You're not asking the questions here. You can't point to anything in the physical world that supports your claim of a physics model, dude. What are you modeling then? Obviously not the physical world.
Okay. But
What
if
are you
something, okay, why do we have a model that works?
What are you modeling? What's the observed phenomenon? If this is a physics model, then you must have an observed phenomenon in the natural and physical world to begin with, to even begin modeling. What's that?
An attractive force and a wall and some gas.
An attractive
there you
force
go.
and a wall.
Yep. That's what you'd
Where?
need to
He
demonstrate
thinks
it, right?
gravity
Tell me
is a
specifically.
force heretic.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to ask him what he actually observed.
It doesn't matter.
What did you actually observe? No, give me the actual observation. What was it specifically? The specific thing in the natural world that was seen and observed.
When I drop an apple, it falls down.
Okay, that's got nothing to do with gas. Try again.
It demonstrates that there's a downward force, and then if there's gas, then there must be a downward force acting upon it. So.
Okay. So if that logic holds, if it'll happen to an apple, therefore it'll happen to gas. Just do it with gas then. Demonstrate with gas real quick. Go ahead.
What do you mean? Demonstrate that gravity acts on gas?
I mean, yeah. Use gas in your demonstration of what you claim happens in the physical world with gas, not some other state matter. What's observed
boron.
with gas that you're... Okay, what's the observation?
It falls down when you pour it.
Falls down.
No?
Does it mix? Does it mix with the other gases?
It goes down. I don't know what else to tell you.
Goes down.
Because of gravity and attractive force.
It doesn't disperse and mix homogeneously with the other gases around it over time.
Maybe, but that doesn't mean it's not going down. That doesn't mean there's not an attractive force.
Okay, you're begging the question of attractive force, and you're out of step with your own paradigm saying force.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's effectively a force, bro.
Effectively a force. What is it? Not a force then? Just acting like one, but not really a force?
It's an acceleration that causes a force.
Acceleration that causes a force. The force would be the thing causing the acceleration, doofus.
Okay, well then it's a force because it accelerates objects to a certain point.
Then it's a force. Okay, well, not in the Einsteinian paradigm.
Okay, boohoo, you can have both in the same thing. So you can have both paradigms and it still works. We're not talking about black holes, bro.
Carter, you're just like invincibly ignorant, dude.
You guys can't win against me.
No,
So,
you can't win against
I don't give a-
invincible ignorance.
Sorry,
You're
I had to
right.
step away for a sec. But okay, so your demonstration, the gas only needs one surface, and then gravity to limit it to a confined space. Is that you're going to release gas in an already contained gaseous environment?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that gas within that gaseous environment, how's that there?
You mean how is it there?
What's that doing
pour
there?
it. The fluid.
No.
That's good.
So what's it next to?
Being
A
attracted
vacuum?
by gravity.
What's it next to? What is the gas next to?
more
A
gas.
vacuum?
It's next to more gas.
Next to more gas. Okay.
And more gas
So-
and more gas.
Okay, so how's that gas contained?
By other gas.
By other gas.
And
so gas
it's
contains
not-
gas.
it's
so you
not
can have a wall of gas.
contained.
So you can have a
Dude,
wall
oh
of,
my gosh.
Wait, the gas isn't contained, then how's it there? Wouldn't it just keep expanding?
Sorry,
forever?
it's contained by gravity and the wall.
Okay, can you demonstrate gravity acting as a container for gas?
It's a force. That's all you need.
It's a force,
Which is
isn't a
my
demonstration.
which is my whole argument,
so
right?
so the words "it's a force" isn't a demonstration.
No,
Yeah.
dude, you're not understanding
Also, go look it up,
what
Carter.
you need a container.
Gravity's not a force
Okay,
because gravity
Stop it.
doesn't have mass.
Yeah, that's why I said it's acceleration. And I know that it's acceleration, but
you've added gas into an already gaseous environment, so obviously that gas within that environment is already contained somehow. We're asking you to demonstrate gas with no container, without the walls, the physical walls of a container, other than the one that you granted.
okay.
And then just gravity for the rest of it, and you're going to limit the expansion of that gas into some sort of adjacent vacuum with no other walls but that one.
Okay, dude. I don't know how else to explain this. I already told you. There
don't
is
explain,
an
demonstrate.
acceleration. Well, I can't. How would I demonstrate that? I can't.
Exactly. That's the whole point. It's impossible.
Dude,
it doesn't
no.
exist. It's impossible.
Okay.
No. Yeah, exactly. You just said it right there.
This
How would I
question,
demonstrate that? You can't
unicorns
because it's not
exist?
reality, dude.
Unicorns
Yeah.
exist physically? Can they?
Yeah, the same way that your single
they
wall
can.
container for
They
gas
can,
exists.
right? They can. They're
The
physically
same way that
possible.
your single wall,
They're
the
physically
same way that
possible,
your-
right?
Your one wall container for gas exists. Same way that does.
Yeah, so just like a unicorn, right? Here, just like a unicorn, just like my what I'm talking about, just like a unicorn, it's physically possible, but I can't demonstrate
Oh my
it.
God. Actually,
So
I'm
there
happy
you
with
go.
that. All right,
Yeah, I know
fine.
it sounds bad. I know it sounds bad, but it's
That's
true.
fine.
Yeah,
You just said
Unicorns,
that gravity.
it sounds
gravity
bad, but hey,
container
guess
for
what?
gas.
It's
Yeah.
still physically possible. Oh my gosh!
Just said that your gravity container for gas is as realistic as unicorns. I'm fine with that. That's good enough.
It's still physically possible. It's still unicorns could exist, right?
Wow, you're desperate. You're really desperate.
Dude, oh my gosh!
This religion of yours has got you now arguing unicorns. You
but it's actually an L.
Think about what this has done to your head, dude. This conversation has made you now argue for unicorns.
I didn't say unicorns existed. Oh my gosh!
You said
my
that
whole
they
point
could,
is that this is possible.
Okay. In the same way that unicorns are possible.
My whole argument.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
In the same way that unicorns are possible.
Yes.
But unicorns
You
don't
can't
exist.
say-
You're not saying that unicorns exist, right? You're not saying unicorns exist.
This thing where like unicorns
So you're not saying
can
unicorns exist. You're not saying they
That's what you
exist,
guys are doing.
right? You're not saying unicorns exist, right?
It is possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
You're not saying they exist.
That's my
saying they
whole
exist.
Possible.
That's my argument. You're saying unicorns cannot exist. That's your
So
argument. That's what you said.
Okay. Okay, so you're not saying that your gravity container for gas exists.
I'm saying it's physically possible. And you're saying definitionally, no, it's not not possible.
You're saying it's possible like unicorns are possible.
Oh my god, there's no way you can't comprehend this. When someone makes an existential claim...
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to get it on record. That's all. I'm just trying to get this thoroughly on the record.
Definitionally, make the claim that all gas needs to be pressurized by a container. You're saying it's impossible for gas to be pressurized without a container. And I'm making the argument that it is possible if you have a wall and a force. That's my argument.
That unicorns are possible.
Yeah, yes. So Carter, you still haven't demonstrated a one-wall container.
So your gravity container claim is as realistic as unicorns.
Oh my gosh, dude, I give up.
So it's fiction, basically.
Do you think you can make an existential claim and then someone else say it's impossible? Do you think those can be in conflict with each other? Right? Do you think that can be something that people can argue?
Yeah.
Because that's what's going down.
Unicorns. We've got you on the live stream now. Yeah.
I don't care, because what I'm saying makes perfect sense. And I understand what I'm... like. If you don't understand it, that's fine.
Yeah, there could be unicorns.
But this is just how claims work.
Yeah, this is where your mind is gone. There could be unicorns.
Do you know the difference between someone who says unicorns cannot exist ever and someone who says, it might be possible? We might have just not found them
that's
yet.
Fine.
Are those two people the same person to you? Do you think they represent the same claim or what? Yeah, so what's the difference?
Well, the difference is one is lost in fantasy and imagination, obviously. The other one knows what's going on
in the real world. I shouldn't have used unicorns. The cognitive dissonance is crazy.
Well, you did. You used unicorns, and you said that they're about as realistic as your gravity container. And I'm fine with that. If you want to, believe that there could be unicorns the same way gravity could do this and that to gas, that's fine.
Okay, well, whatever.
Basically,
maybe you're struggling because
it's a fantasy
unicorns
belief
are
that you have. I'm not struggling. You've made it clear that it's a fantasy belief.
Yeah, I think maybe the fantasy part is what's throwing you off. It's like it's very unlikely that unicorns actually exist. But I'm saying
it's very unlikely that your gravity container actually exists, since that's the analogy.
No, but I think my gravity container is very probable. That's the thing.
Oh, it's highly probable, even though
you said with observations and it's physically possible. Really? So I mean, I don't know what else you need.
Then why did you say it was physically possible the same way unicorns are possible? Do unicorns align with our observations?
They share the same property of it being possible. That's why I brought up
unicorns share the same property of being possible as your gravity container.
Exactly, yeah. They just aren't. They're
You're going to go ahead and say this, so exactly. You're okay with this. You're okay with putting this argument out there. The gravity container is as likely as unicorns. You're okay with saying this?
Where it's impossible, yes. If we're saying it either it's possible or it's not, those are the only two options, then yeah.
Where you guys get bored
probability, then that's something else.
Is that what it was?
I hope this gets clear.
Yeah, right, overtalk everyone. Just overtalk you. Shut the fuck up. Hey. Not giving you the fucking mic.
Walls of its container.
Pull things down.
Okay, rip the Band-Aid off. The definition of gas pressure is the force that gas particles exert upon the walls of the container that they're in.
Right.
So
that's what I just said. Gravity.
You said
gravity is like a container.
Yeah, gravity's not a physical container.
So gas is exerting pressure. So gas is exerting pressure on the walls of gravity, and gravity is non-physical. How does it do that?
So the way gravity works is it acts not a force, guys. Please don't jump me on this again.
So you got non-physical walls.
Yeah, but what it fundamentally does, gravity as a whole, what it does is just pull things down, including air, including molecules, including everything. So
down. So
to the core of the globe, right? To the core. Yeah. So
that would be a force exerted on gas, not gas.
That would be a force. You're claiming gravity as a force.
Yes, but what? Okay, guys, hold on. If there is no gravity, there won't be any sort of gas pressure because the air would just go out to outer space.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole problem. There can't be outer space because there has to be a confined area for the gas.
But you guys are making the assumption that it's going to be confined. It's not.
It has to be.
There's no physical confined.
Well,
Okay.
I'm not making an assumption. It's the definition of gas pressure. Gas pressure is the
Yes.
force exerted by gas on the walls of its container. How are you supposed to have that force on a container without the container?
I keep saying this. I mean, gravity acts as a container, so this is.
Okay, so now you've got gas exerting a force on the wall of gravity, and gravity is space-time, which is a conceptual, non-physical.
Well, gravity is not a wall either, right? Gravity is more like a force.
Well, then gas can't be colliding with it.
No, what it does collide with it. That's why it's more dense in the bottom of sea level, right? It's going to be colliding with the land, with the sea level, the ground. That's why there's more in the bottom, and the higher you go.
That's one wall of the container, the ground. Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
Does this guy not know what the fuck he's talking about?
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with a non-physical medium, a conceptual medium of gravity, space-time.
1 second, my intelligence was questioned. Who's the guy who said, I don't know what I'm talking about? Can you speak up a little? Can we talk about this? Well, and let me demonstrate to you.
I want to see the rest of your gravity container, dude.
Can I beat the guy and show him he doesn't know what he's talking about?
Don't get into a pissing match right now. We're trying to focus
my
on
pride has been
important,
touched.
which is a gravity container.
Yeah, I keep telling you, the gas pressure is going to be more on the bottom because gravity plays a role. It's going to be so. Like, hold on. A good example would be like when you pour oil water, right? Which one is going to be in the bottom? Which one is going to be on top? Do you know?
Okay, so that's density. So it's a density tower. So that's not.
Yeah, but hold on. Density doesn't mean anything by itself, though. Density doesn't.
Gas doesn't arrange itself like that. It just mixes homogeneously.
So why doesn't it?
The denser gases and then the less dense ones going up. It's not like that. It's homogeneous, more or less.
Oh, really? So why is it the case that when we fill a balloon with helium, it goes up?
Yeah, because it's contained. Because the helium is cut off.
Yeah, but if it's all the same...
The helium can't intermix with all the other gases in the surrounding gaseous environment because it is contained.
Yeah, but the reason it goes up is because it's lighter, right? That's why when you suck it, your voice becomes also lighter. Do you understand that?
So what?
Okay, so what you just said is a lie. When you just
listen, dude, it's going to mix homogeneously with the rest of the gases if it's exposed to them. Since it's cut off
going to go
because
up.
It's contained. Not necessarily. It's going to go in all directions.
No, it cannot go in all directions.
It's going to be less dense than the overall gaseous environment at the surface. That's why the balloon is the thing that's going up. The helium itself, if it were just exposed to the overall gaseous environment, would just mix.
Okay, but the reason it's going up is because... Hold on, if I put oxygen in a balloon, it's not going to go up, it's going to come back down, right?
All right, so we're getting into the sauce here. So what you're supposed to demonstrate is that space-time is actually...
Here's like you're running away. You're running away from the point. I think you realized the point you made was wrong, so you're running away again. Dude, come on.
No, we're not. No, it's just that I've already responded to it.
Okay, so why is it when I fill with... Wait, why is it when I blow in it?
It's sort of a sidebar, dude, because you're supposed to be proving your cause claim for a gradient.
I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do.
So how do you know that space-time causes a gradient?
Okay, can I please try without you interrupting? Please,
yeah, if you're going to speak to the point. Okay, so you're going to use a helium balloon to demonstrate that space-time causes a gradient?
I'm on my knees. I'm begging you, please.
Okay, yeah, make sure you stick to the point, space-time causing a gradient.
Okay. So the reason why... Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to narrow down my talking point when we're talking about me providing evidence for the claim that I'm making?
This was your claim.
So you're already narrowing down everything I'm talking about.
Why
you control everything I say.
You're running away.
I'm not running away from it. You're running away from the point that you made was wrong.
Space-time causes a gradient. You're running away. Why
again.
Are you doing that? Yeah, why are you running away?
There's a reason why you don't want me to talk about oxygen and...
Oh, my God. I don't know why you're doing that. Now you're talking about helium balloons.
I hope you guys realized he's running away right now. He made a point that he knew was wrong, so now he won't let me talk.
Because you understand what he said was wrong, and you're running away.
Okay, then let me demonstrate what you said is wrong. Give me a chance to speak. Okay, can I speak?
What I said.
You said if they're gonna mix. Okay, you said oxygen.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you pop the balloon, that gas will just disperse in all directions.
Can I finish?
It'll disperse in all directions. Because the air outside is mostly...
I mean, it's so obvious you're scared.
Generally a homogeneous mixture, dude. What, are you trying to say that you've just got a layer of helium somewhere up in the stratosphere or something like that? Got all the helium up there, it's all concentrated up there, and shut up, dude. It's not how it works. All the hydrogen It's all up there. You got the carbon dioxide, the boron, whatever heavier gases. They just pool at the surface. Next layer up, you've got a different type of gas. No, it's homogeneous, mostly.